In this first look video from InfluenceWP, we are checking out a WordPress plugin called multi-currency for gravity forms. So before we poke around here on the website for this plugin, and then we're going to set up a form together and look at the currency switching capabilities. Just a quick bit of housekeeping. First look videos cover products and services we have no prior experience with. They show vendors how new users might experience their product or services for the very first time. They show potential users and customers our initial experience with the product or service, and then anything else we would like to share. These videos are unedited. We simply click record and publish. They are not official tutorials, although they contain tutorial aspects quite often. These videos do not contain any affiliate links, and we are not paid or sponsored in any way to create videos like this. If you'd like videos like this or other types of videos created for your business, go to influencewp.com/partners and request your free lifetime partner membership. All right, let's go ahead and poke around on the website here. The website is ideawp.com. And if you go up here in the menu area, we have a product drop down, and we are on the multi-currency for gravity forms page here. And as it says, add a currency switcher or assign different currency per form. So you can, based on the form, you can set whatever currency that you need to do. We see that the plugin has been updated recently as of May 10th. Okay, and it's listing gravity forms 2.9.8. I don't know if that means like that's the latest they've tested up to, or if that is a requirement. I'm going to assume it's the latest they've tested up to. It could also just be that they are keeping people aware of the latest version of gravity forms that's out there. I'm not really sure, but maybe we'll see that here in a second. And then of course they list the version of their plugin there. So scrolling on down here, we'll skip through all of this. I normally just dive like right down into the footer. So we've got a nice compatibility grid right here: Stripe, PayPal, Authorize.net, Molly, and Gravity Wiz. I don't know if that is the extent of the compatibility, but it is what it is there. We've got some pricing, the money back guarantee. Let's check out the documentation. Let's check out the change log. Let's raise a ticket and just see how that process looks. Let's check out this feature request option down here in the footer. Let's go back up. They do have a chat widget down here in the bottom right if you want to reach out to them that way. And then they have a link up here to contact them. And then a looking for help link at the very top, which goes to a submit a ticket form. Okay, let's start closing some of this down. We've got the docs, which we're going to keep up on my other screen here because I have a feeling I'm going to need it. Here we have the changelog, and I love that they put the dates in here too. For any developers out there, that you should have a changelog that's available. Please put the dates in there. That's just a personal thing of mine. I love to see the dates. Okay, so we see a very active changelog going on. We already saw the submit a ticket page. Here is the feedback, the feature requests area. So not a whole lot going on the roadmap. I don't know. Maybe we need to, not a whole lot going on the roadmap or the feedback. It's not necessarily a bad sign. Maybe they just haven't updated it. They're not keeping it up there. So Idea WP, if you're watching this, I would probably take this down. If it were me, I would take this down just because it may give the wrong impression. But you can see that you're actively developing it and stuff like that. So I would just consider maybe taking that down because it's just not a whole lot going on. And again, that could be just because you're not updating it. Okay, and then we have a contact page if you just want to send them a note, and they have a newsletter you can sign up for. Not seeing any social media links down here. All good though. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rocking. We obviously need gravity forms. We saw on the website the mention of gravity forms 2.9.8, which is what we see here in our WordPress dashboard. So again, they're either saying they tested up to this version, or they're just giving you out of convenience saying, hey, this is the latest version of gravity forms that's available. Okay, let's go ahead and activate multi-currency for gravity forms. And that's going to give us this new tab right here. Okay, it's multi-currency tab. We've got a link to a tutorial, a link to submit a ticket, a link to manage your license, and then we've got we have to set up an API key for this. Okay. All right. Let's get that API key, I assume, set up first. So on my other screen, I'm just reading through some documentation. Let's get that key in there. All right. So we're going to follow this link, and hopefully it goes in a new tab. Yep. There we go. Okay. So we need to confirm before hitting record here. I did go out and just register for a free account. I think that's all you need here based on the documentation. So I need to confirm my email address on my other screen. Assuming it came in. You know what? It came in through a Gmail account. So let me fire that up real quick. I apologize. It'll just take me 1 second to get logged in over here. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I've confirmed my email address. I'll go ahead and refresh the screen. There we go. Add backup contact information. I'm going to skip that, hopefully. Grab your app ID. Let's do that. Okay. So we've just automatically created our key for us. Here it is, our app ID, I should say. We can put a name in this. So we could put multi-currency for gravity forms. We'll just put GF in there just to keep it short. Oh, I see. Okay, we'll just grab this. We're going to click the pencil, the edit here. There we go. So then it puts that name in there. Okay, cool. So let's just click the copy icon there to get that app ID. Let's jump over to our site, paste that in, save, boom. Okay. So looking back over at the documentation, obviously we're going to need a form to show this. We've got our app ID in there. Okay. Now we need the payment form. So we're going to go over here to Gravity Forms and go to New Form. And we are going to, I guess it just says select any template and give the form a title. Okay. So let's just start with a blank form, I guess. Oops, that's not it. Multi-currency test form. Okay. Put a description in your form if you want. We're just going to go ahead and click create blank form. Next, it wants us to add a product field. So we can do a search, or we can just find it over here on the right. I'm going to do a search. There we go. Click to bring that over, I should say. So we've got the product field. What else? Add a currency switcher field. So let's do a search for that currency. There we go. Click to bring it over there. Add a total field. Boom. Okay. All right. So we've got our fields in there. We need to click on our product field and enter. I apologize. The reason I'm reading the documentation like as we go along is I've read a little bit before. It's because I just admittedly don't use Gravity Forms all that often. It's an amazing, powerful, super powerful product. It's just I don't use it that often, so I haven't configured all of these fields, and I can't just click through here and do it. So I'm coming at this from a new user point of view. I could sit in here and click. But we have documentation already available to us from InfluenceWP. So, why not use it? It's probably what a new user is going to do. So let's click into the product field. And we're going to set a price. So over here now on the right-hand side, we're just going to give it a price. I'll just give it $1, price of $1. Okay. And then select the currency field. There we go. Next, decide on which currency mode to use, either automatic or manual. In automatic mode, the exchange rate will be fetched automatically through the API. So that was the whole point of setting up that API, app ID. So we want to go through automatic. So we're, regardless of where they are coming from in the world, let's set that currency, based on that, right? Okay, so but you can choose manual mode if you want to manually enter the price of each product and the currency associated with it. Okay, after that, select the currencies. So we're just going to do all currencies. So in this particular case, we're hypothetically saying to the entire world. But if you sell to specific countries, then maybe you want to come in here and do specific currencies. Depends on your site. Entering product prices in each currency for manual mode. So there's more steps if you want to go through the manual mode. Okay, so we're just going to save our form. And what else do we need to do? Add the form to a page. So sounds like we're pretty close to being done already as far as testing this. So I'm going to copy the short code for this particular form. Let's go to this test page we have. We're going to edit this with it's not Elementor, sorry. WordPress slip there. It's just Elementor is used on a lot of websites, right? It's like the latest thing is like at the time of this recording is like 12% of the web. So it's hard not to have that at the forefront of your mouth there. But we are using straight WordPress, the block editor, the default 2025 theme. We're going to update our short code here with our new form, save. I told you these videos are recorded we hit record and publish, right? Okay, so let's view this page on the front end. We have our form, we have our product. We didn't give it a name. It's called product name. So we're gonna come over here to quantity. Let's change it to 2. Our price is $2. Okay. Our currency, I'm here in the US. Currency is the US dollar. And we see that our total is updated. All right. Let's go back over for fun into our form. Let's go to product. Again, we got that price. Let's go to currency. Let's set that to manual. And now we're going to do specific currencies. And we're going to set this to euro just for a test. And it looks like we've got some rules down here that we can set. Select this option to make the form field required. Okay. I thought it said, oh, okay. So the only rule available is required. Okay. Save form. Let's go refresh. So again, we've got the US dollar for the currency. Let's refresh. And now we have euro. Okay, let's go back to our form. Let's choose multiple. So let's do US dollar, pound, and euro. Save our form. Refresh. So in this case, like maybe we're selling to these specific regions of the world. We come in here, we set our quantity, our currency. We have options to choose. Let's choose euro. We see that comes in there. And so we've got quantity of 2. We don't have our price updated, but we have euro. But if I do dollar, let me just refresh this page again. Let's see here. So it defaults to dollar. If I put a quantity in here, you must have more work to do here. Okay, let's go price. I probably missed something in here. So we did our currency manual. Okay, got our currencies in there. Okay. It's got to be something in totals, right? Let's see. That's our field settings. That's our total description. Huh. Let's see here. What's it say? I'm going back to the documentation. Let's go back up here. Entry product price. Oh. If you have selected the manual currency mode, you will need to specify the price of the product fields in all selected currencies. To do this, select the product field and enter the prices in each currency. Okay. So we go back to the actual product, so not the total. That makes sense. All right, product. Here we go. US dollar. We're selling it for $1. Let's just do, I'll put random numbers in here. So these are the manual prices. We're just this is not correct as far as like a currency exchange. We're just putting in a number there. All right, let's save the form. That should be good. There we go. Our quantity is 1 by default. Let's set it to, let's go bump that up to 2. We see our total price now goes to 2. It's US dollar, so it's $2. Let's flip the currency over to euro. There we go. So that is working. Let's flip the currency over to pound. There we go. Awesome. All right. That couldn't be easier. Super, super slick. Obviously, in this video, we're not getting into the styling or any of that sort of stuff. We're just looking at the functionality. Super, super simple to use, extremely powerful. Every time I use Gravity Forms, they're not a partner. Love for Gravity Forms to be a partner of InfluenceWP, so I can do more stuff with it, videos and whatnot. But super powerful. Love it. Love this add-on plugin for Gravity Forms. And yeah, IWP is a partner of InfluenceWP. And if you want a deal on this plugin, jump over to influencewp.com/deals and just do a search for multi-currency and it will pop up. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will catch you all in the next one.